And what you're learning today is how to be here. And when you learn how to be here, the first thing that leaves is the how. The second thing that leaves is the to. The third thing that leaves is the be. It doesn't actually leave, it reinvents itself into being. That's be in action. That's when no thing begins to have a thought, and it thinks it's thought against what it fears or what it wants. That's paradoxical. And as it thinks it's thought against what it fears or what it wants, it comes into existence, and be becomes ing. Just like a maze. We're born at the beginning and we die at the end. And the moment you take an action, it becomes amazing. And our cult has taught us, our culture has taught us, when we get to a wall we cannot penetrate. And we try and we manipulate and we quit and we stomp our feet and we blame and we pretend we're done. And when we really get done, we just put down our baggage and we live there until we die. Because the thought of going back is too dangerous. We just barely made it out of there, didn't we? The relationship, the job, the family, whatever it is. And this is about re-being, not reinventing or re-getting or redoing or re-wanting. This is about awareness. This is about lighting a light of here. More awareness. This is not about reinventing. This is not about acting what you think works. And ladies and gentlemen, it's dangerous. It's not for most people. It's about experiencing an experience presently, not doing what's right so that your life will happen. It means that whether you're in jail or you're in Disneyland, you're in joy. Bliss means the ability to feel all feelings. It means whether you're laughing, crying, having gas, being laughed, walking toward, it all is a feeling available. And the more available you get to the self, the more feelings you can have at once. And the more feelings you have at once, the more experience you're having. And the more experience you're having, the more now you call upon. And the more now you call upon, the more light and gain and energetic connection there is. And the more light and gain and energetic connection there is, the more experience you're experiencing. Until it actually pulls you from your intellect. Your intellect to yourself becomes so small, you wouldn't jump back in there again. It wouldn't occur to you to take individuality over totality. And don't mistake the words for ideas. Totality, I want to be. You're in totality until you have a thought, and then you're a particle, a partition in the room. Think of totality as this room. And every time you have a thought, you put up a partition. And every time that thought has a thought, you put up a partition to that partition. And then you have a need, a partition goes up. And then another partition goes up. And by the time you're 8, you can't see yourself through your own mind. And then you set out to make it through the maze without getting stuck anymore. Why? Because the reaction to the triggers of your history might happen again. And you must make it to the future without those triggers, because you know, because you've been there, that those triggers took you out. Whether it was your dad that took you out, or the event that got taken out, or the guy that got taken out, your faith in yourself that got taken out, your self-esteem that got taken out, you now have to make it through your life without running into yourself again. You know the valet card you get when you valet your card and it's time to hand the card back in? There's that 6 minutes of grace. They can't do anything to you. Not a thing. For that 6 minutes, you don't have to pay a dime. You could actually walk slowly over there. There's not a thing you owe anyone or anyone owes you during that 6 minutes of grace. And what you want to do is really begin to understand on the valet card, because anything else is just it's too dangerous. You have too much at stake to stand under the opportunity of this. And that 6 minutes on that valet card, every time you go, watch your card, wait until it runs out. You're like, oh yeah, no, can't do anything to me for this 6 minutes. You want to actually begin to understand what grace is and live in that grace. For that 6 minutes, nothing can happen to you. And that 6 minutes can extend into this lifetime. Wherever you go, that 6 minutes is. Nothing can happen during this 6 minutes. And that's grace. which means triggers don't count. They're not necessary because there's nothing to protect against. There's nothing happening to you. There's nothing you have to get to and nothing that you're killing yourself over. For that 6 minutes, it's okay. Like a 3-week-old. And for that 6 minutes, grace is occurring. You add grace to your maze, and you have amazing grace.